Welcome to today's 3D print. Let's talk about the moon. Stay tuned. You're going to like this. Alrighty, a year ago I printed the moon. I printed this on my Ender 2. I tried to print it as one piece and I had an issue. Cooling on the bottom didn't work so well. Very detailed. Let's see. This is from, I believe this one was from somebody else, but now I have it from Moon on Our Nation on Thingiverse. The link is down below for the model. And they use actual bump map data, actual scan data of the actual moon to generate this model. So he can generate higher and higher resolution models the larger you go. His largest resolution file that he can't even slice himself is a 10 gigabyte STL. So I'm going to try to slice one for a special project. But anyway, my solution to this was to simply print it in two parts. So I made a two-piece print of the moon. So there's a seam in the middle because it's two hemispheres. And this has a interesting property because I did something cool with this. So I'll have to turn the lights out for this. Let the camera adjust. You ready for this? My moon lights up. And you can light it up in 3 different colors. So you can do a warm white, you can do a cold white, and you can do a mix of both colors. The mix is the dimmest and also, in my opinion, the most accurate of how the moon actually looks. It's got that grayish color that the moon has. I believe this is Atomic Filament's Hot White. I want to say Atomic's Hot White. I think that's who makes this. But there is my moon. This is, I believe, also printed on the Ender 2 and printed in 2 halves, and I just use hot glue to glue them together. And in the bottom there is a little module. So there's a little thing inside there with a battery pack. That's the socket to plug it in to charge it. And it's also a touch sensor. So you touch it and you can go through the modes. But of course, you know me. That is so not enough. I'll lighten up my cat. You ready for this? Yeah. I made a 400mm moon. That's no moon, that's a space. No. It's a moon. Here's the bicolor mode. It gives you that nice moon-like color. I had a little bit of a layer shift up top there. This is printed on the S4, the CR10 S4. And this thing is absolutely massive. It is so freaking massive. Every crater is on here. So what I wanted was a higher resolution model of this, so that I can make this thing even bigger and make it justify that big size and the hundreds of hours it's going to take me to print a 500mm version of this. That means 25% larger than already this thing is, with a 1.2mm nozzle. I'm going to try to do it single wall. I don't know if that's going to work. It's probably going to take 2 walls. That'll give me a 2.4mm pitch. I believe this was 6, which is 2.4mm. So I might even need to do 3 walls in order to have enough sacrificial internal layers to be able to complete the top without it failing. So 2 perimeters at 1.2mm would be the same as this. This is 6 perimeters, and there was some failing inside, intentionally, sacrificial perimeters in order to make sure the outer perimeter succeeded. And so if I'm going to make it 25% larger, I'm going to need 25% more perimeters. So I think 3.6mm thickness should do it. So 3 perimeters with the 1.2mm nozzle, I believe, might do it. I wish there was a way I could start off with 0 or 1 perimeter, because I could probably get up to about, I would guess I can get up to about here in this range before I needed to switch to more perimeters. The problem is there's no way to add more perimeters because there'd be nothing to hold it. There'd be no support for it. I mean, sometimes the slicer will add that little lip on the outside, and it might work, especially if I go 2, then let it go a couple layers, then go 3. But the problem is then my illumination will be inconsistent. So this part of the moon will be brighter than this part, because it'll be thicker. So better to have just 3 throughout. But that's going to take a lot of filament. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a roll or 2 per half. I also have an idea to do this instead of in 2 equal halves, which gives you 2 hemispheres, but that puts that ugly seam right there. Instead, I believe, based on the failure of that model, I can start to print right around here and print 2/3 or maybe even 3/4 of the moon in one go, and then just print the bottom cap as a separate piece. So I could just put the bottom cap on, and the seam will be down here where it's less visible, especially if you just tilt the moon a little bit. Then you won't be able to see the seam when you're watching it and looking at it. So I think I will actually attempt to do that, but I'll do it on a smaller scale first and see how much I can get away with. But yeah, that's freaking cool. And it's cheap. This little module, and you can see it was big enough to light this whole thing up. That little module is $10 on Amazon, prime shipped. Hello. They sent me one, and I was like, that's so damn cheap that I bought a second one to put in this one. So this is a T3DP. They're selling stuff on Amazon. They have a couple of printers, but they also have little things like this. And I was like, hell yeah, $10. I mean, I think it's like $8.99 if you buy it from China. So it's basically the same price, and you get it prime shipped, which I think was pretty awesome. So link for the moon file is down below, and link for the little light up widget is down below. And it's pretty neat. It has a little battery built into it. It'll run for I don't know, half hour. I don't know how long it'll run. I never actually tested it, but you just touch and it lights up. First is warm white, second is cold white, third is both lights, a little bit dimmer, and then again is off, and then you just plug it in to charge it up off the USB port. So what I did was I just put a hole in the bottom of this, the size of the opening, and then hot glued it in from the inside. I kind of wish it stuck out a little more and had a nut, so you can just, you know, push it through, nut it on, and you're done. But although this is cleaner, it would just be easier if I could nut it on. But I'm happy. It just took a little hot glue and it's near solid, and I'm very, very pleased with that. And now I want to try. I don't know how long it'll take me. It might take me a month, 2 months, depends on when I get the 1.2mm nozzle on the CR10S5. I gotta get enough of all the same color filament. I'm probably going to use eSun's PLA Pro because I want it to be stronger. And I like the warm white eSun PLA Pro. I'll have to do 2 samples in the cold white and the warm white and see which looks better with the light inside, because the light will interact with the color of the plastic, and go from there. So you guys have a great night, and remember, sometimes it's not a space station, a fully operational battle station. Sometimes it really is just a moon. So see you later.